All right, and welcome.
I'm Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
It's the perfect pairing of
board games
and whiskey tasting.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Steve,
Les,
I gotta tell you, I am pretty excited. The game I'm going to show you today is a game that came out last year.
Okay.
But I'm super excited because I haven't been able to get my hands on it until this moment.
Okay.
So I'm excited to share this experience with you, but I've got a little write up here about it. Okay. So this game was designed by a two-man team.
Sounds familiar.
That's right. That's right. Duos are often the best. Asger Grannerud and Daniel Pedersen. Don't quote me on the pronunciation of those because they're probably wrong. Now, they've got a little game company, and they call themselves Sidekick Games.
Okay. And
their company has made a number of games together, such as 13 Days, Copenhagen, and Iron Curtain. Kind of a theme there. And the game we're going to play is one of their most recent games, and it's actually their highest ranked game on Board Game Geek. It has an average BBG scoring of 8.1, which is quite high on BGG. I haven't played any of the other stuff, so I'm sure some of it's good as well, but this is the best.
All right.
Okay? The artist, Vincent Detrate, he's worked on about 181 games, and this is also his highest rated game on Board Game Geek. He's done the artwork for such games as Robinson Crusoe, The Quest for El Dorado, Lost Cities, and more recently 2023's The Ark Project. So he's done a ton of games. This game is published in North America by Days of Wonder, the same publisher behind the Ticket to Ride series, Five Tribes, and so much more. This game is also their highest ranked game on Board Game Geek.
Nice.
Steve, I'm super excited to share this experience with you.
Sounds good.
It's awesome. It's a 1 to 6 player game, and it's one that's actually best with 5 or 6 people playing. Okay. There's so many games that can do 6, but you don't want to because it adds to the length of them. Yeah. This game doesn't do that. It's best at that. And with that little caveat, 2 players is probably the worst way to play this game. So we'll keep that in mind as we're playing.
Sure.
This is a simulation-driven card game with a focus on how you manage those cards more effectively than your opponents. This is a racing game. It's the one and only Heat Pedal to the Metal!
What?
Sorry, I got a little excited.
I guess you certainly did get excited. You have to say the name again, though.
So, it's Heat Pedal to the Metal.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, you have no idea how perfect the pairing is going to be for this one. I'm quite excited.
I am excited for this game.
All right.
Heat Pedal to the Metal by Days of Wonder. Okay, so we got our game set up. I gave you the silver card, and I've got the green card. And what I really like is the little dashboards, all kind of, our player boards match the cars that we're driving. If you check the front of your little car, it's actually got a little race number on it as well. In fact, grab your car
I want to see
and take a look at these. They're very well detailed, fantastic looking cars.
That's awesome. We'll just go into pole position.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, that's good. Okay, excellent. I'll talk you through the game a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
So on the board, it gives us some information right away. So it tells us the average game is done over 2 laps. The beginner game is just done over 1. So I figure we'll just do 1 lap to kind of try it out.
Sure.
There are 69 spaces on this board, and there are 4 turns on this board. And turns, you got to slow down. You can't be pedal to the metal the entire time. We've also got some more information here. So we got 6 heat cards, or 6 engine heat cards.
Okay.
And that's what these things are here. They demonstrate heat. Heat is one of the key components to this game. You've got to manage pushing your car to the limits, but not overdoing it. Otherwise, the engine's going to lose its heat, and you're going to be in rough shape.
Okay.
Over here, it tells us that we're going to insert 3 stress cards. And these are stress cards. They're already shuffled into your deck.
Okay.
Once we get racing, you could get a little bit stressed. And what a stress card does is when you utilize it, you don't know how fast you're going to go. You're going to draw blindly. So maybe you fly like a bat out of hell, or maybe you just chug along. Nice. So they add some randomness that you're stressed and maybe making poor decisions as we play. Okay. We also have cards. Cards have numbers on them that indicate how fast you're going to go.
Okay.
Over here on our player board, we've got our gears. So we're both starting off in first gear. And essentially, gears relate directly to how many cards you're going to play. So if you're in first gear, you have to play 1 card.
Okay.
If you're in 4th gear, you have to play 4 cards.
Okay.
Now you may say to yourself, but Les, I always want to play 4 cards. I want to go really fast. And this is where you have to be really careful, because as we come into the corners, we got to slow down. Okay, and that's where this corner here, it's fairly wide, so you can take it fairly fast. You can go 7 around that corner, but these ones 3, speed of 2, you really got to slow down in those corners to make them. Now, you can go faster than what's recommended to take the corner, but if you do, every number that you're over, so for example, if it's 7 to go around that corner and your speed is 9, well, you've got to expend 2 heat into your discard pile in order to accommodate that. And we only have 6 heat cards. There are other ways to take heat out of the engine as well. So we'll kind of run through maybe the turn or the play order. And what's kind of nice, I really like this game, is how simple it is once you get going, is everything's laid out at the top of your dashboard for you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose to shift gears. So we can stay where we are, or we can go up 1 gear or down 1 gear, and that's free. If you want to go up 2 gears or down 2 gears, though, you can, but you have to immediately pay a heat in order to advance that much. And again, heat is limited. And what'll happen is anything in the discard pile will eventually get shuffled up and then become our hand again. But the more heat cards we have in there, we can't do anything with them. They're useless. So they kind of fill up your hand and kind of muddy things up a little bit. So, and this piece is actual simultaneous. So we're all going to simultaneously choose what gear we want to go into. We're going to play exactly that many cards face down. And then in turn order, which is whoever's in the lead of the race, we're going to follow all these other steps. So the first thing is flip your cards over. So in this case here, well, I'm in first gear. So I played 1 card, I flip it over. It's 5. My card moves 5 spaces. If you got multiple cards, then 5, 6, 7, it would move up. If you play one of these cards, then you're just drawn from the top of the deck and you're revealing a card. And as soon as you get one of those little speed symbols, then that's the speed that you're going. So in this case, if I was in 3rd gear, played 3 cards, I go 5, 6, 7, 8, and that would be my speed. Right over here, the next little spot is advantage, basically. So if you're in last place, you get to go 1 extra speed, and you get to cool your engine down. And what cooling your engine down does is if you have any heat cards in your hand, you can take them and put them back into your engine. And this is key for getting heat back into the engine so you don't run out of those things. After that, we go to any bonuses. So any bonuses may be, or bonuses, or I mean, I guess it could be bad as well, depending on what the situation is. But if we're in 1st or 2nd gear, we can regain heat, so put heat back into our engine. So that's where we take that. We can also, at this stage, choose to take a random stress card. So we could spend a heat, to just grab another random card and flip it and add that onto our speed. And then, depending on where our car is, if we're coming up on the person that's either, if we finish our move and we end beside somebody or behind them, then we can use a slipstream. And a slipstream allows us to move 2 additional spaces forward. So it's kind of like drafting. Right? Then we do a corner check. Did we pass a corner in the turn? If so, was our speed faster than what the corner was? And if it was faster, for every difference, you got to throw heat into your discard pile then for it. After we've drawn all the cards and gone through it, we shuffle up everything in the discard pile, which means your heat's now going to be in there, which means you've got useless cards filling up your hand, and then they're going to go back into the draw pile from there. Before we get going, though, we need a little something additional to fuel us through this high-energy race. And I gave you a theme.
You sure did.
That theme I gave you was...
Adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline rush.
Yeah. And I don't know if we're on the same wavelength or what, because the bottle that we're going to be using and enjoying goes with this like 100%.
Oh, fantastic.
So this is exciting. All right. So let's tell you a little bit about the bottle, and then we'll get into enjoying said bottle.
I can't wait.
So yes, you gave me the theme of adrenaline rush.
Right.
And so looking at the board and imagining yourself behind the wheel of your car, there are few things that would give you such an adrenaline rush as hitting over 220 miles an hour to then come into a corner, shift down, hit the gas, and accelerate out of that corner.
Hitting the apex perfectly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. And so adrenaline rush, I think of Formula One. Before you showed me the game, I was thinking
now I'll
Formula One racing.
Honest, Steve, I was a little nervous with this one because I know that I've wanted heat for a long time.
Yeah.
So when I gave you my theme, were you like, oh yeah, this is the game he's got?
No. I totally didn't. And you gave me a couple of themes
to
to
throw you
maybe
off a
throw
little
me
bit,
off
yeah.
a bit because the other ones just didn't seem to go along with this quite as well. But funny enough, the bottle we're going to enjoy goes exactly with this. So anyways, so before we saw the board game, I had in my notes, so what's the link between Formula One racing and a bottle of whiskey? Well, we're seeing the link here because that's the game we're going to play. But what's the link between racing and whiskey? Don't think about it. I'm just going to tell you.
I have no idea.
So, at the start of 2023,
I feel like I should be smarter.
okay, we all feel that way, right? So, at the start of 2023, a collaboration happened between two giants in their industries.
Really?
Between a Formula One giant and a whiskey giant.
Wow. Okay. Tell me.
So, I'm just going to come down to it. Jack Daniels.
Ooh.
So, Jack Daniels has had over 155 years of doing what they do, making whiskey, and really becoming a household name.
Yeah, and Jack Daniels, I mean, we talk about Jack Daniels, most people think of just, basic Jack, but they do so much more.
They do. Yep. Yeah, they do. But you know what? Their normal bottle is also just like you think of Jack Daniels No.7. That's it, right? That's it. And so anyway, the link between these two icons is Jack Daniels. So that's the actual founder. They used his name.
Okay.
And Bruce McLaren.
Really?
So we have a collaboration between McLaren and Jack Daniels. So I'm going to show you the bottle because the box is actually quite cool. Here it is.
Ooh.
A collaboration.
I'll be honest, for a second there, I thought you were just bringing a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's all right. Yeah. Like, it has its place.
No.
What is this?
So it is a collaboration between McLaren and Jack Daniels. So you think of Formula One racing or racing, you're thinking of McLaren. I'm sorry, that's it.
Absolutely.
And if you think about whiskey, you can't talk about whiskey without talking about Jack Daniels.
That's right.
Right? So they got together and did this collaboration. So the union between these two is really a unique collaboration that you'd never thought of. Who would have thought of Formula One, Jack Daniels? So just before I open the bottle, though, so I did a little bit of research just to look into, okay, what's Jack Daniels all about? Everyone knows Jack Daniels No.7. So their charcoal method of brewing to just mellow out that whiskey. This is 80 proof, okay, so 40%, with a mash bill of 80% corn, 12% malted barley, and 8% rye. So
those are the grains that are in the whiskey.
Yeah. So that's how they get to Jack Daniels, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I did a little bit of research into this, and I was disappointed.
Ooh, why is that?
Well, because when you open the bottle, and the bottle looks awesome, by the way. It is pretty cool. But I was really hoping that they were going to have a little bit of a different mash bill or something going on with it. What's inside here is Jack Daniels No.7.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is
No.7 brand.
It is just Jack Daniels No.7. So I was disappointed with that. But the whole purpose behind this collaboration was to showcase these two icons in their industry, Bruce McLaren and Jack Daniels. So if they were to come out with something different, change it up, I think it wouldn't have spoke to what they were trying to accomplish with saying, this is our founder. This is Jack Daniels whiskey.
So if we were to grab a normal bottle of Jack and put it side by side, is it the exact same stuff?
It's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Jack Daniels No.7. However, this is a limited edition.
Okay.
So I don't think you can actually get this anymore in the stores. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's limited edition. It's got a cool box. It's McLaren and Jack Daniels. Enough said. Basically, right? So we're going to open this up, give it a try, and just have it on its own. And I think a little later, we may enjoy Jack the way I prefer to enjoy Jack as well. So maybe once we're getting into the game and playing a little bit, we want to have a little bit of a refreshment. we're going to do that.
Okay, so some sort of cocktail type
Basically.
thing. Okay.
But just, it's really the way that I like to enjoy my Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Jack Daniels is a household name. You can go anywhere in the world and they will sell you a t-shirt on the street. They'll sell you whatever you want with Jack Daniels on. You'll find it worldwide. So that's what we're going to enjoy. And I love the fact that so again, we don't discuss what the board game's going to be.
We don't.
Les has no idea what bottle I'm going to bring.
That's right.
And today we brought you racing and racing.
Sweet.
All right, so give me your glass. Let's have a little taste of this. Jack Daniels, No.7.
Limited edition.
Limited edition. Nice, healthy.
No, I haven't even had Jack in a long time.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I have not had it for quite a while. So, it's Jack Daniels. It smells fantastic, by the way. I love... Jack Daniels is such a staple. If you have a bar at home, if you go into any bar, you're going to find Jack Daniels.
So I have a little Jack Daniels story, Steve. Ooh. When I moved to Ontario, there were a bunch of buddies that were into whiskey, and I hated the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I wanted to, I don't know if it was peer pressure, I wanted to fit in a little bit.
Sure.
I bought a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Okay. Yeah.
And then every day for a month, I had an ounce of it to just kind of sip on it.
Okay.
I had a taste for it. And the first 7 to 10 days, I choked it down.
Okay.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
But about halfway through that day 15, I started to get an appreciation for it. And Jack is a little on the bolder side.
Sure. Yeah.
So then going to something else after that, like Crown Royal or Maker's Mark or something, I really got to know the kind of the sweetness of those things.
Nice.
And how much smoother they were.
Yeah.
But this was my first actual drink of whiskey. It's what got me into whiskey.
That's Jack awesome. Daniels. I think if you talk to a lot of people, this would be their first taste of whiskey. Is Jack Daniels. Again, it's around the world. Everybody knows Jack Daniels. They may not even have tasted Jack Daniels before. Let's face it, Tennessee whiskey. There's songs about this. There's movies with Jack Daniels. Like Jack Daniels is synonymous with whiskey.
And I always like the square boxes or containers as well.
Again, that's iconic of Jack Daniels.
Right.
No one else can put it into a bottle like that because that's Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I love it. Jack Daniels is fantastic.
I actually forgot how good it was. And we've had a lot of like fancy, nice scotches, bourbons, whiskeys. Yep. This is still good.
It's great. Nice sipper. And a little later on, we're going to enjoy it the way I love to enjoy it.
Sweet. Okay, so shall we get on to our race?
Let's get racing.
Okay, so we're going
to get our adrenaline rush.
That's
going.
right. Get that pump on. So we're going to draw 7 cards.
All right.
Okay, so you can look at your cards, kind of get an idea of what you got going on. You'll notice you may have one card in your hand that looks like a heat card as well, because one does start off in your hand. But maybe you haven't drawn it yet. Maybe you have. I don't know.
Okay.
So the first thing we need to do, we're both in first gear. So we got to decide, and we do this kind of simultaneously, but what gear are we going to go into?
Okay.
And if you're going to go more than one, just kind of announce out loud, I'm burning a heat. And I am going to do that. I'm going to burn a heat.
I was thinking of burning a heat and going into third gear.
And then what we do is we're going to take however many cards we are. If we're in third gear, we're going to play 3 cards, and we're going to play them face down. You cannot play a heat card. Those are stuck in your hand.
I'm going to just go over here.
That's cool.
This.
Yep. Okay, and then you're in first place.
Okay.
On the edge of the board, there's a thick line on one side. Okay. And whoever's on the inside of that is technically in first place. So it kind of bounces around a little bit. Like it's on the outside here, then the inside, inside. So that's kind of whoever's closest. If we're both in the same space, whoever's closest to the thick line
to the board
is in first place.
Okay.
So you're going to go first. You're going to flip your cards.
All right. So I've got 4, 7, 10.
Amazing. So you're going to go 10 spaces.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And to kind of help with counting a little bit, before each corner, they show the numbers, and that tells you how many spaces from the upcoming turn you are away from.
Okay.
Okay. So you've done your cards.
Yep.
You do the next check. You're not in last place, so you can skip that one. The next section is if you had any symbols either cooldown or heat that you wanted to do, or if you wanted to take that boost, you could do that now. You don't have any symbols at all, so it would really just be if you wanted a boost to kind of squeeze a little more out of it, you could...
so how much of a boost can I take? Can I get to decide?
What it is you expend 1 heat, and then you draw a card.
Oh,
and
I
if it's
see.
got the little speed symbol at the top, then that's how fast you
I think I'm going to pass that.
It's probably a good idea. Then you do a little check for slipstream, but you're in the lead, so there's none of that.
Yep.
And then we go to corner. So you haven't crossed a corner.
I haven't yet. No.
Okay, so the next thing you can do is discard. So if there's any cards in your hand that you don't want, you can put them in the discard pile. However, you can't get rid of heat, and you can't get rid of stress cards.
Okay, I'll just do this.
And it's got to be face up.
Oh, okay. No problem. I just got rid of the 1.
Okay, excellent.
Speed.
So then what you do is you draw up. So you take all the cards that you've played, put them in your discard pile. So not there. That's the side. Yeah. And those go in your discard. And then you draw your hand back up to 7.
All right.
Okay. And then I'm going to reveal my cards. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm in space 12. That should move you to space 3.
Are you sure you put these in to mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in there.
Okay.
Good. I really hope they're in there. I'm sure they are. Okay. So because I'm in last place, I can choose to go ahead 1, and I could choose to take a cooldown. So it's both. So I'm going to choose to go ahead by 1. I'm going to choose to take a cooldown, so I can take a heat out of my card hand and put it back into the engine.
Okay.
And then, because I'm next to you, I can choose to slipstream as well.
Yeah.
And slipstreaming, you go up 2 spaces.
Nice.
So it throws me up there. I haven't crossed a corner, so I'm going to discard. I'm not discarding any cards. I'm going to take these, put them here, and then I need 4 cards to get back up to 7. Okay, excellent. So now we do the next thing. We choose our gear.
Okay.
And based on how many cards you want to play, realizing that if we're over a speed of 7 with this turn, then it's gonna impact us.
Okay. So I think I'm actually going to just drop down 1 to 2.
Okay, I'm actually gonna do the opposite, and I'm gonna go ahead to 4.
Okay.
Okay, so I gotta play 4 cards. Okay. Play your 2.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm in first place, so I'm gonna go first. So 4, 5, 6, 7 is my speed, which matches the threshold. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Excellent. I don't think I'm not in last place, so I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm not going to boost because that would put me over the speed I want to go. And that's really it then for me. I did cross a corner, but I met all those checks, so all is well. I'm going to draw back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay. All right, I will review. So I went 2 cards for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Excellent.
Okay.
And then because you're in last place, you can get an extra speed. The extra speed from there, though, if you take it, does count towards your overall speed.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, you'd have to burn.
So I'd have to burn a heat. Okay.
However, I guess the heat would come from your engine into your discard pile. And then because if you're in last place, if you've got a heat card in your hand, you could put that back into your engine.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't.
If not, that's
okay. I'll burn my heat and move up to there.
Okay.
Which means I can do...
That's right. Your slipstream... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I got to do this first.
Do that. So you said you don't
this
have
is
heat.
from the heat?
That's from your hand. So you don't really have
Yeah, so I don't have that. So this is next.
That's
slipstream, so that gets me up here.
That's right. And slipstream doesn't count towards your corner speed.
Okay.
So now you do your corner. Technically, you pay your heat now, which you've already done.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And then just discard these. And then I go up.
Draw.
2 more. Okay.
Okay, and we do the same thing. We choose our gear.
So I can gear up 1 without paying.
That's right. It's only if you're going to.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm going to stay where I am.
I'm going to move it to 1 by 1. So I guess I'm going first.
Okay. Reveal.
So I'm going by 10.
Looks like 9 to me.
4. Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me have another sip of my Jack Daniels here. So I'm going to go up by 9.
Perfect. Excellent.
Okay.
You're not in last place.
Nope.
If you have any symbols you want to use, you can.
So that's these symbols here?
No, it's
Okay,
really like that counts as a symbol, that counts as a symbol.
Okay.
And there's other cards you could have that could count as a symbol as well.
Okay.
So you could take a rush though, or a stress if you want.
But this would allow me to get rid of a heat card if I have one in my hand?
If you had a cooldown symbol available to you.
Oh, okay. Yep.
For example, if you were in last place, you could use a cooldown from there.
Okay. And if I was here, then I could have used the cooldown symbol?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. So I'm done there. I think I will stop.
Okay.
I'll just stay there.
Excellent.
That doesn't count. And this
No
doesn't.
corner checks.
So I just
Yep.
toss these away.
Okay. I'll reveal. Okay, so I got 3 stress cards here.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw for the first one. So that becomes a 3. I'm going to draw for the next one. Now, this doesn't have the speedometer symbol on it.
Okay.
So it doesn't count. It's just go straight to my discard pile.
Yeah. Okay.
This one's 3. And then my discard pile is now empty. So I got to reshuffle it.
Okay.
Okay, so I get a total of 6, 10, 13. So I'm at 14. 13 to bring me all the way right before the line.
Ooh.
Okay, and that's it. I'm going to discard and draw back up.
Okay.
So 4 cards.
Now now I understand how those stress cards work. That's good.
Yeah, I thought I'd show you. Do it up good. I'm surprised how much I enjoy the Jack, Steve.
Yeah.
I am. It's
Actually,
been forever
I am
since
too.
I've had
Like when I was doing my research on it, I found out, okay, it's just a bottle of No.7. And I was like, oh, wow, that's like, it's just Jack Daniels. However, it is limited edition, and I like Jack Daniels. You need that in your bar to just have some whiskey that's going to go with anything.
Sweet.
And you always have people over, and you're like, hey, do you want some whiskey? Sure. I'm like, what do you want to mix with it? And they're like, oh, I'll take some Coke. Okay. You get Jack Daniels.
That's right.
You're not getting my good stuff. So anyway.
I'm gonna stay in 4th gear.
Mm. I'm staying in 3rd.
Okay.
Oh, I got
Yep.
some stuff down here. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So I'm in 1st.
What is going on? I'm mucking around.
Is it the Jack? You should be drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So flip.
Do I flip 2 or
No.
I'll just wait for you?
Not that it really matters. But.
I'm just used to being first.
So I've got a total speed of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 over what the limit is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pay my heat cost to do that.
Okay.
I don't think I want to go any faster because that would be dumb. My check, I paid my heat for that. So that's good. I'll get rid of these and I'll draw up to 4 cards. Well, I'll draw 4 cards. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I will flip. I'll get my...
Ooh, spicy. Okay, so flip and reveal for your top card. Okay, it just goes in your discard because it's not a speed symbol card. Okay, and then draw for your, you have to reshuffle one. Draw for the bottom one. What did you do to yourself?
I did. I really mucked myself.
You did bad. You did bad.
Yeah, I did a bad thing.
Okay,
I did a bad thing.
So that's 9.
Yeah.
So if you want to move yourself 9 spaces.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. So 9 is your speed.
Yeah.
3 is the speed to go
so
around
that would be
the corner.
6. So I think
So that's 6.
I only have 4.
Okay, so you put them all in the discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is this. So your car spins out and goes back to the start of the line.
Okay.
What gear were you in?
3.
3? Okay, so you're going to gain 2 stress cards, which go in your discard.
Okay.
Okay, and then your gear is going to drop down to first gear.
Okay.
Okay, and that's it. Your turn's over.
It's good that that's it. Well, hey, everybody gets to see what happens when you mess
You know
up.
what? You really did people a favor.
Yeah.
Because they got to see what happens when you push
too
much.
too hard.
It's
It's true.
too hard from your car.
I'm kind of used to that.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So we go back to choosing our gear. Oh yeah, you got to drop them.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to pull down to 3rd.
Oh, sorry. I'm actually going to stay in first.
Okay, so we play our cards based on our gear. I'm in first, so I reveal. And I've got 10. So I'm going to fly up to the space here. No bonuses. No drafting, no corner. So my turn's over. And I'm going to draw. I need to draw 3 cards, so I'll take it from here. Okay, Steve.
All right. So I'm going around that leisurely 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. 1,
Thank
2, 3. Excellent. You are in last place.
Yeah.
But you can't take the extra speed because you don't have the money to pay for the heat.
No.
You do get a free cooldown though.
Yep.
So if you've got a heat card in your hand, you can put it back in the engine.
Okay.
Excellent. I guess in theory now, because you can take those symbols in any order. Oh no, I guess not. It goes that and then that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is 4 or 5.
Yeah. And then drafting, there's no
Came
draft
up here.
options. You did pass a corner, but you did meet the checks that
Yeah.
way. So that's good.
So I'm done.
And you're done. Okay, next round I'm going to drop down a gear.
Oh, sorry. I am going to... well, I guess I can go up by 1 without spending anything. So I'll do that.
Okay, excellent. I'm in first. So, I actually picked it up then. Okay, so I reveal. Going across at a nice leisurely 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in first. All the other checks and balances, that's fine. I will spend a heat for going a little faster than I should. And I discard and draw 2 more cards. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to get 4, and I use my stress card.
No, that's okay. That's actually great.
Yeah.
Because it gets it out of the way.
All right.
Okay, so 7.
7.
That's pretty good.
Ooh. You've taken my card, by the way.
Oh, no.
Touch my car for me.
Huh.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Now, you are in last place, so you can go 1 extra speed if you like.
Well, I will do that.
Excellent. You get a free cooldown because you're in last place.
No, it goes in my hand.
No,
right?
yeah, that's right. It goes in your engine.
Yeah. Okay.
Call. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. No corner checks or anything.
No.
You're good.
Okay. Does this, being in last, does that spend a heat to go that extra one if you go around a corner?
You just get it for free.
Okay.
The for this one here, you do have to pay heat for it if you take it. The slipstream you don't have to pay heat for if you take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm in, what I'm asking is, if I'm in last, I could take an extra turn, but if that extra turn is to go around the corner,
Then
all that speed will add up.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. I'm gonna actually pop down to first.
Okay.
And just go like this.
Okay. Revealing. So I got 4. I'm gonna fly to there. Not do anything else. Discard. I do have
That was
I can take a heat symbol from there, so I'm going to put that back into my engine.
Okay.
And then I'm going to draw it. Okay, you're up.
All right. I just took a 4, which gets me to the corner.
Excellent. You're going to...
I think I will stay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're not going to blow through.
I
Now...
believe I will.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to stay.
Okay, cool. You get to, if you have any heat cards in your hand too, you get to...
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, and you moved 4, which put you there.
Mm-hmm.
You are in last place.
Yeah.
So if you want to push yourself past that line, it'll cost you a heat because you're going 1 faster than the corner threshold. But then you don't have to deal...
I'll be doing 2 faster than the corner.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, so I don't want to do
You're
that.
okay.
I'm just going to stay for the moment.
Cool.
I learned my lesson on the first corner.
Yeah,
or the second corner.
You overshot that one kind of.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Okay.
I'm good.
That's
it. So I'm going to move up to 2.
I'm going to go to 3. Okay. Okay. Reveal. So I've got a speed of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I spent my heat from my engine because I went 2 over the limit.
Yep.
And then that's it.
Okay. My turn.
Yep.
So I'm going around at exactly 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. You can again go 1 extra space because you're in the end.
Yep.
And take a heat from your engine.
And I will do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that this time.
Excellent. And then because you're in second gear, if you have any heat cards in your hand, you can put them back in your engine.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
All right, just give me a moment. I just shuffle these guys out. Yep.
Okay. I'm throwing myself into 4th gear. We're going hard.
I am going to stay in 2nd gear. Well, I can move up 1. Yeah. I'm going to go 3.
Okay. Excellent. I'm in the lead. So I reveal. I'm flying out of here. 10, 15. 20 for the next thing, so then 5. So I've crossed the finish line.
And that's it?
Well, I mean, you should cross 2.
Well, what's the difference?
Yeah. So
it's racing.
it's racing.
There's only 1 winner. The rest are losers.
And the game actually has a nice little kind of podium over here too. So,
that's cool.
finishes first. Steve finishes second. There is a whole little career mode as well.
Okay.
So just like, I think you're playing Mario Kart, or
Yeah.
Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
where you do a couple games in a row, and then there's rankings, and then it's whoever wins the series afterwards.
Yeah.
There's also added elements like weather that you can add in that add extra little conditions or effects.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we played was quite
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having 6 people racing around? Like
Yeah.
slipstreaming would have a whole lot more in it.
Yeah.
Only who's in the last place gets the benefit. If you're playing with a full 6 players, the last 2 people get that little
Okay.
added benefit.
Yeah.
Bonus. But what'd you think? This
I like
was
this. It's
neat.
fun.
It's kind of a neat.
Yeah, it's
neat
cool.
game.
I've always liked cars, so and racing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
I liked it. That's great.
One other thing I really appreciate with this game, and I'm actually just going to go grab it. Sorry, we did a little regroup.
Yeah. So I really like the game. I like how appealing the art is on all of it. Like you can see the pit lanes and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And just before, I know you wanted to chat about the boxing and the packaging.
I do.
I'm
quite passionate about it.
So to help me and you get through all of that, we're going to have Jack Daniels the way I like to have my Jack Daniels.
Sweet.
Jack and ginger.
Jack and Ginger. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Jack and Ginger.
I Jack
So
and Coke, but
I like my Jack and Ginger Ale.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So let's give her. Do it. Yeah.
That's a healthy amount of Jack.
Yeah. You got to do 2 fingers, right? So.
I like it. I like it.
And
Really
we'll
good.
do a little ginger ale.
Sweet.
And to me, it's not finished till you go
Nice.
slice a lime in there.
Nice.
So there you go, my man.
Take that. Thank you.
Enjoy that. Let me get mine ready so you can get into your chatting about
the
packaging, the box,
Okay.
and so on. And yeah.
And this is something that, who is it, Days of Wonder? I think do really well with a lot of their games. Like, take a look.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
I know, it's delicious.
that is so
It's
good.
delicious.
I love a good Jack and Ginger. That's so good. Ah,
Your ratio, I was concerned there was going to be a little too much Jack, too, but that's perfect.
Trust me.
That's yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
That's right, you got it down. Okay, game inserts.
Okay.
I'm quite passionate about these.
Yes.
Heat, Days of Wonder have done a phenomenal job with the insert.
I get it now.
Every little car has a perfect little home. The gear shifters have a perfect little home. Everyone's cards have a spot to go. And they've left 2 additional gear shifters and 2 additional spaces for cards. And this whole block for cards as well. Which tells me that there's going to be expansions for this game.
Sure.
Will it update to 8 players? Maybe. That may be awesome.
That'd be good.
But everything fits perfectly into the box.
That's awesome.
And it makes setup super quick. A good box is amazing. There's also 4 different maps in the game as well. So we've got France. I'm not going to fold the whole thing out, but we've got France here. They're double-sided as well. So there's really 4 different racetracks that come in the game.
Nice.
The weather tokens add a nice little, you can throw it up there, and it adds or removes various conditions from the game as you're playing through, which change it up too.
That's cool.
But fantastic packaging.
I understand
huge
why
props.
you were getting all giddy.
That's a great
about-
box. It's a beautiful box.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I bought another game at the same time that had nothing, right? Not even baggies.
No.
And it's just all this cardboard just thrown loose in a box, and you spend 20 minutes setting up the game because you got to dig through it all.
Yeah.
This is set up beautifully.
That's awesome. Well, hey, heat. You brought the heat. They sure did. That's awesome. That's a fun game.
Yeah, so what are your overall thoughts on
So
the game?
it's fun. I really like it. I'm not going to say that it's like the best game I've played.
And I do want to caveat it. 2 players is the worst way to play this game.
Yeah. No, and I think now that I've played it once, I'll be able to be a little more conscious of where my corners are and the use of cards and so on. But visually, it's super appealing. Yeah, that's like really nice. The cards are fantastic. They're good quality cards. And you know what? It's racing.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I like the symbology and that everything you need to do is laid out on your player board here.
Yeah, the player board is
very
nicely
clear.
done too.
Very clear that way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It's not my favorite game that we've played, but I'd like to play this again.
Yeah, and I really want to try it with 6 people.
Yeah.
See what that's like. There is also other little components to it as well. You can customize your cars, so everyone's car is actually a little bit different. Some are better in the straights, some are better in the corners.
Yeah.
And there are other like additional components you can throw in to really change up and make it much more strategic in how you race as well.
That's cool. I really like it. It's a great game. That was fun.
That was good. I enjoyed it. And you're pairing the Jack Daniels with the McLaren box.
Yeah.
That was absolutely fantastic.
You couldn't get more better than that. What a perfect pairing.
Yeah.
McLaren, Jack Daniels, Heat. There you go. You got a great afternoon.
Now, before we sign off, was there anything else at all you wanted to talk about today?
I don't know. Was there?
No, I don't know. I was asking. If not, though, I do have a few little things I want to say.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to say is that we have had some custom coasters made up.
Yeah, those are fantastic.
And anyone who comments on this video within the next 28 days will be entered into a draw to win a set of 4 of them.
Cool.
So if you comment through there, I'll randomly pick from everyone that comments, and then I'll reach out to the winner, and we'll ship out 4 little tabletop tastings coasters.
Nice. Nicely done. You may have noticed that we are wearing shirts as well that I designed and came up with. Eventually, we will have some merch on a website. We have a website. We haven't started it yet, but that'll be up, and you'll be able to purchase some of the merch. I've got, I don't know, about 12 designs already selected, so that will be coming soon as well.
Sweet. They're awesome. And yeah, I think these are pretty good. What's mine say, Steve?
I see you checking out my longest road.
That's right.
A little Catan.
So, yeah. That's right. That's awesome. Other thing I wanted to chat about as well is support your local game stores.
Please.
We actually have a local game store in Brantford. Now, Brantford's only about 110,000 population, so it's a smaller city.
Yeah.
And we really only have 1 or 2 local board game stores.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to our local Heads or Tails Gaming in Brantford. Small little shop. They deal mostly with cards. They do have some board games there. They got a ton of Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Shatterpoint, Star Wars X-Wing, those type of games and stuff. So drop by, say hi to Steve there. Not this Steve, but a different Steve. And show your support.
Yeah, cool.
Also, if you've got a local game store in your area that you would like to highlight,
sure,
send us a little video or a little clip about that store, and we can feature that in our show here as well.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, my brother works at one in London, Game Changers. So yeah,
Game Chamber.
Game
Sure,
Chamber.
It changes too. That's awesome. Sweet. So, I think that's all we've got.
I think that's it. Well, that was a nice, quick one, and that makes sense because it was an adrenaline rush.
That's right.
Adrenaline rushes don't usually last very long.
No, they're quick. But what we have learned is if you're going to play Heat, pedal to the metal, you want to pair it with
a nice bottle of Jack Daniels.
That's right. We'll catch you next time.
All right. This has been Tabletop Tastings.
I'm Les.
And I'm Steve. Keep enjoying. Please, like, subscribe, do all those awesome things. Share it with your friends. Share it with people you don't even like. We don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll like us.
That's right. Sweet. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Thanks.